My child, the atmosphere around you is shifting, and you must pay attention. These next few days are not merely the turn of the calendar, but a crucial intersection of your journey and your destiny. God is speaking with an urgency you cannot afford to ignore, saying simply, "My child, listen. The time is absolutely now. This moment you are in, hearing these words, is not an accident or a coincidence. It is a divine signal. Something massive is stirring in the spiritual realm, something far bigger than the problems you can see with your eyes or the fears you wrestle with in the quiet moments. You have felt this profound shift already, haven't you? The long, restless nights where sleep brought no peace, the strange, fragmented dreams that linger just out of reach upon waking, and that persistent heaviness in your heart that seems to have no logical source. These feelings are real. You are not fabricating them. The very air you breathe feels different, charged with anticipation, like a tight seal about to be broken open, releasing a torrent of new energy and revelation into your life. You are being called now to stay awake, to remain hyper-aware, and to move through your days with intentional purpose. These approaching days are carved out for you. They are a window of time where the ordinary rules are momentarily suspended. Heaven is fully engaged, and something that has been completely hidden from you is about to be pulled into the light. You have been walking in a thick, discouraging fog, wondering why your best efforts have yielded so little, why certain doors have slammed shut, and why people you cherished have quietly pulled their support away. The core truth is that you have never been stuck. You have been steadily and meticulously prepared for this exact moment. A powerful, influential eye has been upon you, seeing past the surface-level circumstances of your life. Someone noticed the quiet resilience you carry, the inner light that refuses to be extinguished, the strength you never fully acknowledged in yourself. It is this very light that is now shaking the foundations of the plans that were arrayed against you. You have been continually underestimated and overlooked by people who simply lacked the capacity to grasp your true value. But the moment of reckoning is here. The tides are turning with an irresistible force. Every plan, every scheme, every tiny seed of doubt sown against your future is now rapidly unraveling. The whispers that were spoken in secret, intended to hold you captive, are losing their grip and their power over your reality. You can already feel the subtle shifts, can't you? The sudden, inexplicable silence from people who once dominated the noise in your life. The way certain smiles no longer touch the eyes of those who interact with you. The strange, uncomfortable pauses in conversations, signaling that words are being deliberately held back. This is not a lapse in your imagination. It is a clear and unmistakable sign. Something that stood between you and your blessing is breaking apart, and in that void, something entirely new is powerfully rising to take its place. There has been a specific woman in your life, or perhaps there still is, a person you deeply trusted, to whom you poured out the tenderest secrets of your heart. She sat close, listened to your greatest aspirations, and maybe even pretended to share a few of her own. Yet, deep down, a quiet alarm always sounded. Something felt fundamentally wrong, even if you could never quite articulate the feeling. Her smile was practiced, her kindness felt hollow, and her words carried a weight, a shadow that felt heavy and suffocating. She saw your light, and her deepest impulse was to dim it, not because you had done her any wrong, but because your inevitable growth made her deeply uneasy and uncomfortable with her own stagnation. She has been unusually quiet, hasn't she? The regular calls have ceased, the text messages are clipped, short, or have stopped altogether. This is not arbitrary. A manipulative hold she attempted to maintain over you is now slipping completely through her fingers. The truth about her intentions is coming to the surface, not because you fought tooth and nail for it, but because the movement of heaven is fighting on your behalf. God is deliberately pulling back the curtain, exposing what has been obscured. Your part in this is simple. You do not need to chase her down for an explanation, and you certainly do not need to try to prove your own worth. Let her go entirely. She is not your responsibility, and she is certainly not your battle anymore. For these next few days, your instruction is to be utterly still. Not stuck in fear, not paralyzed by doubt, but simply still in intentional, listening silence. The life-altering answers you have been desperately searching for are not hidden in the noise of the world. They are found in the intentional pause, in the quiet whisper of your intuition, and in the fragments of dreams that flee just as you awaken. Make it a practice to write these moments down. Speak your prayers over these seemingly small pieces of information. The pieces of your puzzle will begin to fit together with undeniable clarity. You have been carrying weights that were never yours to lift. You have held up others when your own legs were shaking and your own foundation felt unstable. You have loved with an open heart through excruciating pain, and you have chosen forgiveness through tears that felt impossible to stop. This unwavering faithfulness, this quiet, consistent resilience, is precisely why this moment is significant. Your obedience and endurance have been recorded. Every single step you took in the dark, every silent prayer whispered when no human ear was listening, it has all been counted and remembered by heaven. A profound and noticeable shift is arriving. You might not perceive the details yet, but its shadow is already close. A door is swinging open for you, one you didn't even know existed on your path. A pivotal conversation is about to occur, perhaps with someone you have not communicated with in years. It could be a simple message, an unexpected call, or a chance encounter that seems far too serendipitous to be random. Nothing is random in this season of alignment. Even the smallest details, a name you hear twice in a single day, or an old memory that stubbornly refuses to leave your thoughts, are all key pieces of the puzzle you are meant to solve. You must exercise extreme caution regarding what you agree to. Not every opportunity that flashes before you is intended for your progress. Some doors are designed to look inviting, but they lead to dead ends and distractions. You must learn to trust the deep, unshakable feeling in your gut, the intuitive knowledge that tells you to hold back, to pray over the choice, to think twice before committing. This feeling is not paranoia, it is divine guidance. Discernment is your most powerful shield right now. There is another presence watching you, not with goodwill, but with deep-seated envy. They have observed your incredible ability to rise, to dust yourself off, and to keep going even after devastating setbacks. They do not understand the source of your strength, and your continuation deeply troubles them. They have spoken your name with ill intent in rooms you will never enter, attempting to diminish your stature and make you smaller than you are. However, their words are rapidly losing their power and their weight. The truth about your character is simply too bright, too profound to be successfully hidden any longer. You have endured seasons of frustrating delay, moments where you genuinely wondered if you had missed your predestined opportunity. Let this assurance settle deep in your spirit. You did not miss it. Those delays were never denials, they were meticulous protection. You were being kept safe from people, places, and circumstances that were not yet ready for the fullness of who you are and what you carry. Now, the ground underneath your feet is beginning to shake. What was once completely blocked is now moving toward you. What was unjustly stolen from your life is now being prepared for a glorious return. You may soon feel an internal tremor, a moment of profound clarity where everything you've questioned finally clicks into place. It might arrive as a dream so vivid it feels like a memory, a conversation that resonates differently, or a sudden, crystal-clear understanding that forces you to see your circumstances in a completely new light. Do not dismiss this feeling. That is the Spirit speaking directly to you, showing you the illuminated next step on your path. If this message resonates deeply with you and you feel this energy of shift and destiny, please do me a favor. Comment "I claim this shift" below. Your comment not only confirms your acceptance of this word, but also helps this message reach others who need to hear it right now. You have been carrying weights that were never yours, lifting burdens for others while your own spirit was barely standing upright. You poured out love through agonizing pain and chose forgiveness through silent tears, yet you continued to move forward, when stopping felt like the only feasible option. This profound integrity is precisely why this present moment matters so deeply. Your unwavering faithfulness, demonstrated in the hidden corners of your life, has not been missed. Every single step taken through the shadow, every quiet prayer whispered when you believed no one was listening, has been accounted for and recorded by the heavens. An undeniable shift is now close enough to touch. You may not yet see the contours of the blessing, but the seismic movement is happening beneath the surface. A door is opening wide, a doorway you didn't even realize existed or was necessary for your progress. Get ready for a conversation that is about to surface, perhaps with an individual you haven't heard from in years. This might manifest as an unexpected message, a sudden phone call, or an encounter that defies all logic and timing. It is crucial to understand that none of this is random. Absolutely nothing in your immediate future is random. Even the smallest events, a certain name you hear twice in a day, or a specific memory that keeps resurfacing in your mind, are all significant pieces of the divine roadmap. As you step into this window of opportunity, be extremely cautious about what you agree to. Not every shimmering opportunity presented to you is meant for your life. Some open doors appear inviting and promising, but are traps that ultimately lead nowhere but distraction. You must learn to trust that visceral, undeniable feeling in your deepest gut, the intuition that demands you wait, that insists you pray, that urges you to think carefully and twice before making a move. You are not being overly suspicious or paranoid, you are being guided by the Spirit itself. Discernment, that powerful ability to distinguish truth from illusion, is your impenetrable shield in this season. There is someone who has been watching your trajectory, not with admiration or kindness, but with corrosive envy. They have witnessed your unique capacity to rise, to keep maintaining your forward motion even when disaster seemed certain. They simply cannot comprehend your faith, and your continued resilience deeply bothers their spirit. They have deliberately spoken your name in rooms you will never enter, attempting to shrink your identity and minimize your influence. But understand this, their negative words are rapidly losing all power. The undeniable truth of who you are is far too bright, too powerful to be hidden by their petty machinations any longer. You have navigated long seasons of infuriating delay, moments where you truly questioned if your chance had passed you by. Be assured, those delays were not a sign of denial from God. They were divine protection. You were being kept safe, shielded from people and environments that were fundamentally toxic and not yet prepared for the magnitude of your anointing. The ground is fundamentally shifting beneath your feet. Everything that was once blocked and immovable is now moving rapidly into alignment. Everything that was unjustly stolen from you, your peace, your time, your reputation, your resources, is being prepared for massive restoration and return. You will soon feel a tremor an internal shift, a profound moment where every single confusing detail clicks into place. This might manifest as a dream so vivid it feels like reality, a conversation that feels sacred and weighty, or a sudden shocking clarity that makes you view your entire life in a new perspective. Do not dare to ignore this feeling. That is the Spirit communicating directly, showing you the exact next step you need to take. Furthermore, there is a man in your story too. Someone who intentionally walked away, perhaps someone you loved deeply or placed your utmost trust in. He has been noticeably quiet, yet he is not truly gone from the equation. He has been thinking about you constantly, replaying conversations, reliving moments he now desperately wishes he could undo. He might reach out to you very soon, not necessarily because he has undergone a complete transformation, but because he is finally beginning to grasp the magnitude of what he foolishly sacrificed and lost. You must be exceedingly wise in your response. Not every apology, not every overture of contact is an invitation for you to regress and go back to a painful chapter. Some people return to test the waters, to see if you are still the same easy target they once knew. You are not. You have grown, matured, and anchored your soul in a place of strength, and not everyone can handle the new, elevated version of you. These next 3 days are a defining turning point in your narrative. Heaven is actively working behind the scenes, shifting pieces and aligning circumstances that you cannot yet perceive. Angels are active, carrying your name and your deepest prayers to places of power and influence you haven't even dreamed of reaching. Someone with significant authority and influence is about to notice you and your work. A major door you presumed was permanently locked is being opened now, but your role is to be ready. Not just physically prepared, but deeply, spiritually anchored. Stay firmly grounded in your faith. Stay committed to being prayerful. You have been wondering why you feel such a persistent heaviness, why you wake up feeling utterly exhausted even after a full night's sleep. This is not just a physical affliction. It is the spiritual weight of the profound shift that is occurring. You are actively stepping into something monumentally larger than your past, and the old, limited version of yourself is fighting desperately to hold on, but it is ultimately failing. What is ordained for you has already been sealed by the heavens. No one can steal it. No person, plan, or plot can stop it. A profound blessing is approaching, one that extends far beyond mere finances or professional opportunities. It is a blessing tied to legacy. Someone is watching your journey, silently learning from your faith, your tenacity, and your almost superhuman ability to keep enduring. You are not walking this solitary path solely for your own benefit. You are, in fact, paving a way for others who will follow in your footsteps. Be extremely cautious about who you share your emerging plans with. Not everyone who offers you a cheer is truly on your side. Some are merely curious spectators, waiting anxiously to see if you will stumble or fail. You must keep your vision close to your heart. Speak less and pray with greater intensity. The right people, the ones who see your heart and celebrate your victories without any hidden agenda, will find their way to you at the precise moment they are needed. You have been having strange dreams, haven't you? Images that seem disconnected and illogical, names that linger in your consciousness the moment you wake up. Do not dismiss these flashes. They are not random debris, they are deliberate clues. They are pieces of the map you are divinely intended to follow. Write them down, catalogue them, even if they feel insignificant in the moment. Remember that God often communicates through whispers before he delivers the shout. You have been wondering why you feel such intense, persistent heaviness, why the long nights offer no genuine solace, and why the mornings refuse to usher in the peace you expect. The reason is profound. You are not just carrying your own personal burdens. You are carrying the weight of a powerful purpose, one you did not consciously choose but were chosen for. This heaviness is the sacredness of what you hold, a treasure that others cannot see but instinctively feel in your presence. Your very presence shifts the atmosphere of a room even when you choose to remain silent. Your pure heart has the ability to change the mood and tenor of any environment you enter simply by existing within it. You have been navigating a necessary season of pruning, where certain things, circumstances, and people were intentionally cut away. This was not done to punish you or cause pain, but to create vast open space for the extraordinary future that is now racing toward you. You felt the sharp sting of loss, the deep ache of painful rejection, but you must shift your perspective. Those were not ultimately losses, they were divine releases. God was actively clearing the deck, making room for the sheer magnitude of what you were about to step into. These next few days function as a crucial bridge between the place you have been, a place of struggle and testing, and the glorious destination you are rapidly approaching. Therefore, your primary task is attention. Pay close, unwavering attention to the small, seemingly insignificant things. A song that plays on the radio at the absolute perfect moment, a complete stranger who speaks a sentence that feels undeniably meant for your ears alone, a vivid memory that surfaces from your past and refuses to recede. These occurrences are not random, they are divine markers, meticulously placed signposts pointing you directly toward your next essential step. There is someone, perhaps unknown to you, who has been faithfully carrying your name in the secret chambers of their heart. Someone who has been praying for your breakthrough when you had no idea they existed. They are not loud or seeking attention. They are not the ones shouting your praises in public arenas. But in the silence, in their most intimate moments with God, they have been powerfully lifting you up. You may never know their identity, but their consistent prayers are a foundational reason why your light remains steadfast and why you are still standing in this pivotal moment. The woman who betrayed you, the one whose motives are unraveling, is not the sole detractor. There are others who have observed you from a distance, calculating your movements, waiting with anticipation for you to stumble. But you did not. You kept your forward momentum, even when the pain was excruciating. This resilience is the reason why their long-held plans are now falling apart and why their judgmental words are losing all efficacy. The truth about your character and destiny is simply too strong to be buried by their opinions. You have repeatedly wondered if you are enough in your effort, enough in your being, enough in your showing up. Let this truth settle in your soul. You are enough. You have been enough all along. The delays you experienced, the setbacks that hurt you, the doors that closed, none of it was a reflection of your failure or inadequacy. It was because you were being carefully shaped and fortified for something far greater than your previous expectations. For these coming days, do not rush, do not attempt to force outcomes, simply allow the divine plan to unfold naturally. The correct doors will open precisely when they are meant to. The right people will appear exactly when they are needed. Trust the divine timing implicitly. It is not late, it is utterly perfect. There is a sacred dream you have been guarding, one you have been afraid to even whisper aloud. It is not too ambitious, it is not impossible to achieve. It belongs to you for a reason. God did not plant that powerful seed in your heart for it to wither and die. Write it down. Speak it into your prayers. Protect it fiercely from those who cannot yet comprehend its scope. Its manifestation, closer than you can possibly imagine. You have survived storms that should have decimated your spirit, and you have walked through valleys of shadow that should have completely swallowed you whole. Yet here you stand. This is not luck or mere chance. This is divine favor. This is grace. This is a purpose that steadfastly refuses to release you. Be exceedingly careful about who you allow into your inner space right now. Some individuals are naturally drawn to the brightness of your light, but not all of them genuinely desire to see you shine fully. Some only wish to borrow your light, others to dim it, and still others to selfishly claim it as their own source of energy. Guard your heart with vigilance, not out of fear, but out of mature wisdom. There is an impending moment where you will feel a palpable release, like a physical weight being lifted entirely from your shoulders. It might be a final, clear conversation, a major decision you are finally able to make without doubt, or a deep truth that settles your spirit once and for all. When this happens, do not hesitate or question it. Embrace it completely. It is the definitive sign that your new beginning has officially commenced. You have been asking for clear signs, and they are coming to you now. They may not appear as dramatically as you imagined, no booming voice or burning bush, but they are present. A word that keeps repeating itself, a powerful feeling that refuses to dissipate, a person who shows up precisely at the right instant. Trust these subtle yet profound signs. They are leading you, step by step, to your elevated place of destiny. If this message resonates deeply within your soul and you feel the weight of the past beginning to lift, please take a moment to comment "My vision is sealed" below. Your intentional declaration helps this message break through to others who are standing at the edge of their own breakthrough. There is a specific, profound door waiting for you, one that was meticulously prepared for your arrival long before you even knew it existed. This is not just any door of opportunity, it is uniquely yours. It is marked with your name, sealed with your unique purpose, and awaiting your passage. However, to successfully walk through this incredible opening, you must make the conscious and definitive choice to let go of what lies behind you. Old heartaches, lingering doubts, and those limited, old versions of yourself, they absolutely cannot come with you into this new space. You have been asking why you feel this persistent restlessness, why you simply cannot settle back into your familiar routines. This feeling is not a curse or a negative sign. It is a powerful signal. It is your spirit communicating that you are being irresistibly called forward. The restlessness you feel is telling you, without a doubt, that something entirely new is waiting for you, something exponentially bigger is calling you toward its orbit. Be exceptionally careful about who you allow to access the intimate space of your heart right now. Not every person who reaches out to you is intended to be a permanent fixture in your journey. Some individuals are sent strictly to teach you a painful but necessary lesson. Some are sent to test the strength of your new boundaries, and only a select few are meant to walk with you into the next season. You must master the art of discerning the difference between these categories. Trust the mature wisdom that God has painstakingly built within you through your trials. There is a precise moment arriving where you will feel an immediate seismic shift, a clarity, an undeniable knowing that settles deep in your bones. It might surface in a sudden dream, a brief conversation, or a quiet internal moment where the complexity of your life suddenly makes perfect sense. When this moment of clarity arrives, do not try to intellectualize it or run from it. Lean into it completely. It is the absolute key to unlocking your next action. You have demonstrated unwavering faithfulness in the hidden, unseen places of your life. You have prayed when it felt like your voice was swallowed by the void. You have chosen to love when the choice brought immense pain. You have granted forgiveness when the people who hurt you richly deserved your wrath. This relentless obedience, this consistent grace, is precisely why this destiny moment is yours now. That is why the heavens are moving in this definitive way. These next few days are a divine appointment. They are not merely about the external events that will unfold. They are fundamentally about the magnificent, powerful person you are growing into. You are actively stepping into a new, elevated season, one that has been carefully prepared just for you. Trust the transformative process. Trust the impeccable timing. And above all else, trust the strengthened, wiser self you have become. Your story, your ultimate narrative, is monumentally bigger than the pain you have courageously walked through. It is bigger than the limitations set by the people who desperately tried to hold you back. It is vastly bigger than the doubts you have carried. You are being called, right now, to powerfully rise, to shine with undeniable brilliance, and to walk in the absolute fullness of the unique purpose for which you were meticulously created. Be vigilant, but let go of fear. These next few days are yours alone. They are sacred. They are infused with divine power. They are the clear, definitive start of something magnificent and new. Stay awake, remain prayerful, and hold yourself in readiness. Your ordained time is now. If you are ready to walk through this door and receive this final prophetic word for your life, make sure you are officially part of this community so you never miss a message of destiny. Please take a moment now to hit the subscribe button right away.